delve into that further. So we're talking about perfect staffing all the time. So a company never has a 30-minute queue,
Yeah.
uh, whether it be voice or chat or whatever. And how you're able to do that. And I know part of that you just mentioned, you're able to train, whatever, 3 to 5 times the amount of agents needed. And obviously, you're plugging in all these different agents from your community, all the schedules they want to work. Obviously, the client probably has some say in, if they don't like an agent, don't want them or whatnot as well, just like the agent does. But you're able to plug in all these schedules and all of this, so you always have the perfect staffing. But beyond that, you're actually training at no cost to the client 3 to 5 times the number of agents they need. So that allots for surges, it allots for people calling in sick, it allots for everything to
Yeah.
ensure they always have what they need and have the ability to ramp up even higher if they need to.
Yeah, you're not paying for the 3 to 5x. That's on us.
Yeah.
The it's no different as if you were if you're going to hire 10 FTE, we're it's going to cost the same as 10, but we're going to go hire 30 or 50. And that's on us, and that's how we're designed to operate. And I don't know if you can see my screen
Yep.
at this point. So I'm a visual guy, and I look at this and I say, all right, how do we do things today? So today, if you look on the left-hand side of this, volume is fluctuating. I've got weeks here, but it fluctuates hourly, daily. Mondays are oftentimes, at least in my old telco days, we're about twice as busy as Fridays. And so what you're doing with your staff, or at least is how we've traditionally operated, is you're kind of staffing the median, and you're saying, all right, I'm going to make sure I'm most of the time staffed for my customers. But what's actually happening is that you're missing your peaks. And by the way, this is when your customers need you most. When they're calling and they're waiting, that's because they need you. And so then that's how you build a reputation of really long hold times and poor customer experience. It's during these peaks, because that's when the most people are asking for you. And then things subside. Friday comes around, it's half the volume as Monday, and you've got people sitting around doing nothing. And that's not a good experience for the agent either. Your costs are going up. Your customer experience is great that day, but it was terrible Monday. So you're constantly sort of splitting the difference. But with Gig and our ability to staff so flexibly, if you used us as a supplement, augment, whatever the right words are, you can keep your staff, but maybe instead of staffing to the median, you staff somewhat lower, or you just let attrition run its course. And then you replace that with Gig. And those Gig agents can step in a bigger way on Monday than they do on that Friday. And you might not even need us on Friday. And you say, hey, Trevor, we don't need you. We won't be there, and we won't cost you anything. And so you just sort of plug us in right whenever you need us most. That could happen on a day too. So let's say 6 p.m., you've got long queues, you've got problems staffing it, or maybe you just want to let everyone pick their own schedules. And, if they want to work 9 to 5, that's not an issue, because you have us to pick up any of those differences. So when you implement this model, you don't have to worry about being overstaffed, understaffed. You have perfect staff every single interval, and you hold us accountable to delivering that for you.
Yeah. And I know that all the clients that I helped and continue to help with sourcing WFM, obviously the big reason why you want to move off of Excel to a real enterprise WFM platform is nothing costs you more than labor. And so you need to try to get your staffing as accurate as you can, right? And WFMs, they radically improve over what you can do with Excel or Google Sheets. But labor is super expensive. And so being able to augment with GigCX and always ensure the right amount of staffing, I think customers are more intolerant now of bad customer experience than they ever were before. I know I am. And when I post about a bad experience, it gets 50,000 views sometimes. So certainly not what a company wants to see. So, this is huge on the labor side, but it's also huge on the customer experience side, where they're not stuck in long queues because it's 8 in the morning or 5 at night or 6 at night. They're very reasonable, and they get a great customer experience rather quickly. So that's obviously one of the big benefits here, correct?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think it's a perfect match of customer experience. It's customer experience that we've always wanted to deliver. We've always wanted to be there when it's busy. We want to rise to the peaks, because I don't know about you guys or whoever's listening, but I I used to hate to see my queues blowing up when long hold times. I mean, I've seen long hold times, and it pains you because somebody's sitting there and there's nothing you can do to help them. You've pulled every lever. It doesn't feel good. But if you had the opportunity to do that, and you could face your CFO at the end of your month and you say, hey, look, we actually saved 35% versus what we would have otherwise. I mean, that's a really powerful message. You're driving your customer experience, which means you're going to win more customers and you're going to grow faster. And you're being really conscious of spend, because this is the other thing. When you perfectly staff and you're only paying for productivity, you're making the business so efficient, and there's literally no better way for you to operate. You can't do anything better than that. That's optimal. And so this is another reason GigCX, I think, is inevitable, is that you're going to look at this and say, the CFO is going to say, well, we're dumb if we don't. We have to do this. It's right for our customers. It's right for our business. It's right for our people.
Mm-hmm.